God says, "You will be lucky today if you open before tomorrow, 8:50 a.m., but if you ignore this secret message, your door of huge financial blessings will close forever." If these words have reached you now, it is not by accident, nor by chance, but by a purpose greater than your understanding. Something special is unfolding in your life, and this moment is the beginning. There is a window being opened by God Himself, a divine invitation meant only for you. If your heart is beating faster, or your spirit feels stirred, that's because heaven is moving. Something powerful, something holy, something meant to bless you is now within reach. Comment 1111 to claim it. There are times when everything feels quiet, as if the heavens are still and your prayers go unheard, but deep within those silent hours, God is working. He is not absent. He is preparing. He is setting things in motion in places your eyes cannot yet see. Your life, your family, your needs, your future, He holds them all with care. And when the time is right, when you least expect it, a breakthrough arrives. Not a little flicker of hope, but a flood of blessings that touches every corner of your life. That time, dear one, is now. This is not just a regular day. It is a turning point. A divine appointment. Your faith has been tested. You've had nights where the tears would not stop and mornings that came too soon. You've carried burdens that made your steps heavy and faced days when giving up seemed easier than pressing on. But you didn't stop. You didn't let go. And that matters more than you know. Heaven has watched every moment, every prayer, every cry, and every small act of faith. God has seen your heart, and now He responds not with just comfort, but with abundance. Your name has been whispered in heavenly places, and now the answer is arriving. It might not come wrapped the way you imagined. Blessings often wear humble clothes at first. But when you say yes to God, when you keep believing, the impossible begins to unfold. That quiet promotion, that unexpected opportunity, that message of good news, these are not random. They are orchestrated by the hand of a Father who loves you beyond measure. The blessings you're about to see are not a reward for perfection, but a response to your trust, your waiting, your hope. Comment, I love Jesus, if you love Him. God does not speak to scare you. He speaks to awaken you. What you are reading is not meant to frighten you, but to pull you out of spiritual sleep. There are moments when we are called to attention, not because we've done something wrong, but because something important is coming. This is that moment. The door of blessing is open, but only for a while. Like the sun rising before morning fully breaks, there is a soft window of grace. It's not about chasing money or earthly treasures. It's about stepping into alignment with God's will for your life, where peace and provision are poured out. You may be thinking that you are not ready or not worthy. But grace doesn't wait for perfection. It meets you where you are. That's the beauty of Jesus. He comes to you in your brokenness, in your doubts, in your fears. And when you let Him in, everything begins to shift. Not because of how strong you are, but because of how strong He is. He is your provider, your healer, your waymaker. He walks into the room and what felt impossible becomes possible. Imagine standing at a door that is slowly closing. You hear the soft creak as it moves, and your heart knows it is not meant to be shut on you. This is your chance to step forward, not in fear, but in faith. Because what God has prepared for you is not behind you, it is ahead. There is no power on earth that can stop what heaven has already written. You just need to move toward it, to respond with faith, to say, "Yes, Lord, I believe." You are being invited into something sacred. There are blessings coming that will leave you speechless. They will remind you of how faithful God is, even when you don't feel it. Financial doors are part of that, not to make you greedy, but to free you from worry, to let you give generously, to let you rest without fear of tomorrow. God knows your needs. He sees the bills, the responsibilities, the quiet panic that sometimes creeps in. He is not blind to your reality. But He is not limited by it either. Where you see lack, He sees opportunity for a miracle. So much in this world tries to convince us that we're on our own. That it's all up to us, that unless we fight and struggle and hustle, we'll never have enough. But God's kingdom works differently. In His presence, surrender is stronger than striving. Trust is louder than fear. When you choose to believe Him, even without proof, even without guarantees, you open a space for heaven to move in ways you could never make happen on your own. You give God the room to be God. This moment, this window, is not about pressure. It's about promise. You are not being threatened. You are being invited to open your heart, to lean in closer, to expect more. God isn't asking for everything you have, He's asking for your faith. That mustard seed you've kept alive through storms and darkness is enough. It's all He needs to move mountains in your life. The world is loud, full of distractions and endless demands, but this message is not of the world. It's a divine nudge, a sacred reminder that God hasn't forgotten you. He sees you. He knows what you're facing. And now, He is gently leading you to a place where His blessings are ready to pour in. Comment 222 if you are prepared. A little-known 7-second morning ritual that was hidden in CIA files is resurfacing, and people are already experiencing rapid financial breakthroughs. It takes only moments to perform, yet it activates a dormant wealth center in the brain most people never tap into. Click the link in the description and comments now. Access it before it disappears. So often, we wait for a sign, something dramatic to confirm that God is near, that something good is about to happen. But sometimes, the sign is in the simple stillness of a message like this. A message that reaches you at just the right time. A message that carries more than just words, it carries divine timing. It's not about superstition or fear. It's about listening to your spirit when it stirs. If you've been praying, hoping, holding on even when everything around you felt unstable, this is your moment of reassurance. God is moving. There's a reason you're still here. There's a reason you've made it this far, even when life pulled you to the edge. Through the pain, through the delays, through the seasons where nothing made sense, God kept you. Not because you were always strong, but because He was. He has been your anchor in the storm, your breath when you felt empty, your strength when you were weak. And now, after everything you've been through, He is preparing to bless you in ways that will not only restore what you lost, but exceed what you once dreamed. It doesn't matter what others think. It doesn't matter how long you've struggled. In the eyes of the world, you may be overlooked, underestimated, or forgotten. But in the eyes of your Heavenly Father, you are precious beyond measure. You are chosen. You are called. And there is a purpose over your life that no setback, no delay, no failure can cancel. The doors that are opening now are not because of luck, they are because of divine grace. This is not the end of your story. This is the part where it begins to turn for your good. Some blessings arrive slowly, like the first light of morning breaking through a long night. Others come suddenly, like a wave crashing over you when you least expect it. What's ahead for you is both a quiet unfolding and a sudden shift. God has not forgotten the seeds you've sown in faith. He has seen the sacrifices no one else saw, the forgiveness you offered even when it hurt, the patience you carried when everything in you wanted to give up. Heaven has recorded it all, and now it is being returned to you in the form of blessings. You may not know how it will happen. You may not even see the way. But that's where faith lives, in the unknown. Faith is not about seeing the path. It's about trusting the one who made it. And God never asks you to understand everything. He asks you to trust Him through everything. So, let go of the need to have it all figured out. Rest in the truth that God is already ahead of you, preparing places for you to walk that are filled with favor, protection, and provision. This moment of your life is not random. God has been arranging details long before you even knew what to ask for. That financial breakthrough that's been delayed is not denied. It's been building. The blessing has been growing roots, hidden but strong. And now, as you continue to hold on to your faith, the surface is about to break. What was beneath the soil will rise. What was invisible will become undeniable. Your harvest is coming, and it will be more than you thought possible. You don't need to fight for what God has already prepared for you. What is yours by His hand cannot be taken by man. No door can close that God has opened. No force can block what heaven has decided to release. Your only job is to stay ready, to keep your heart soft, to remain open. The time is near. Not next year, not someday, now. This is a holy window, a divine opportunity. What you choose today matters. The door is not open forever. But it is open now. And if you walk through it in faith, what waits on the other side will change your life. The weight you've carried is being lifted. The questions that kept you up at night are being answered, not all at once, but slowly, clearly, with peace. You don't need to run after blessings. When you walk with God, blessings run after you. They chase you down in ways that leave you in awe. That's the kind of God you serve. He is not stingy with His love. He doesn't give halfway. When He gives fully, abundantly, overflowing. And that's what's coming into your life now, not scraps, not leftovers, but overflow. You may have been last in line, ignored, or forgotten. But the last shall be first. The ones who stayed faithful when no one noticed are the ones God is lifting. You've waited long enough. You've cried long enough. Now it's time to see the beauty of your faith bear fruit. God is not late. He's right on time. And today, He is calling your heart to open wide, to believe again, to expect again, to hope again. Because your blessing is nearer than you think. Even if you cannot see it yet, even if nothing around you seems to change, the shift has already begun in the spiritual realm. God's hands are moving with purpose and precision. He doesn't rush, and He doesn't delay. His timing is sacred, and this is a holy moment for you. Comment yes if you're ready. There's a sacred stillness that comes before blessings bloom. A quiet season where nothing seems to move, yet everything is being prepared beneath the surface. That's where you've been. That's the space God placed you in to shape your faith, stretch your trust, and bring you closer to Him. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The silence wasn't rejection, it was the sound of heaven working behind the scenes. You didn't miss your blessing. You didn't fail. You simply had to wait until the ground was ready to receive what God wanted to give you. What if wealth was never based on luck, but on a hidden brain signal that stayed buried in CIA files? This powerful frequency is now opening doors, attracting new opportunities, and transforming lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth in ways they never imagined. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brainwave today. Every tear you cried, God counted. Every sleepless night, He watched over you. Every worry you whispered into the dark, He heard it all. And not one moment of that pain will be wasted. He doesn't overlook the broken. He binds them up. He doesn't forget the struggling. He lifts them with mercy. You are not lost in a crowd to Him. You are seen. You are loved. And today, He's calling your name in love and favor. He's reminding you that the promise still stands, and the time has come to believe again, not with fear, but with bold, gentle hope. It's not about deserving it. God's blessings don't arrive because we earn them. They arrive because His love is greater than our flaws. His grace is more powerful than our mistakes. He blesses us because He is good, not because we are perfect. So if you've been carrying guilt or shame, release it now. Lay it down at His feet. Let Him remind you that His mercy is new every morning, and today, mercy has come knocking on your door. You do not have to be who you were yesterday. You can be new, starting now. You might have dreams you've buried, hopes you've locked away because time and life made them feel impossible. But with God, nothing is truly lost. What you gave up on, He hasn't. What feels too far gone, He can still restore. There is no limit to His ability to resurrect what has died in your heart. And today, He is breathing life again into what you thought was over. He is calling things back into being. Not because of chance, not because of luck, but because of His everlasting love for you. Sometimes blessings come dressed in small beginnings. Don't overlook the little signs, the subtle shifts, the whispers of new life around you. That kind phone call. That opportunity you didn't expect. That unexpected peace in your chest. Those are not coincidences. They are gentle nudges from a God who leads with kindness. He doesn't force His way in. He invites. He knocks softly. And when you open the door, when you say yes, even if your voice trembles, even if your heart doubts, He walks in and fills your life with more than you asked for. The window is open now. This sacred window of favor. And you don't need to force your way through it. You just need to respond. With faith. With a quiet yes in your spirit. With belief that even if it doesn't make sense, God is still working for your good. What He has planned for you cannot be stopped by your past, your pain, or the opinions of others. This blessing is personal. It's between you and God. And it's on its way. Comment, God is my strength, to embrace His love. There are people around you who may not understand what's happening in your life. That's okay. This blessing isn't for everyone to understand. Some things God does in secret before He reveals them openly. You don't need to explain. You don't need to prove anything. Just stay close to Him. Just keep saying yes. Let Him carry you when the journey feels too long. Let Him remind you that He is your provider, your shield, your guide, and your ever-present help. You might feel tired. You might feel worn down by the long road you've walked. But God is your rest. You don't have to carry everything alone anymore. He is offering you peace, not the kind the world gives, but the deep, healing peace that settles your soul. Let that peace take root in you now. Breathe it in. Release the anxiety. Release the timelines. Release the pressure to figure it all out. Trust that God knows what He's doing. You've waited. You've endured. You've grown in the hard places. And now, the season is shifting. Heaven is speaking blessings over you. Blessings that will change your life, strengthen your heart, and lift your spirit. Financial favor is part of that. Not because money is the goal, but because God knows you need provision to step fully into your purpose. He knows the needs you have and the dreams you carry. And He's not sending just enough. He's sending more than enough so you can bless others too. This is not just a temporary wave of goodness. This is a divine move. A redirection of your life toward what was always meant for you. The pain didn't cancel the promise. The delay didn't deny the blessing. Everything has been leading to this moment. And God is saying, don't miss it. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let the past whisper lies into your mind. Listen to the truth instead, the truth that you are chosen, that you are loved, and that something greater is coming. They are here to wake you gently, like morning light spilling through your window after a long night. God has something prepared for you, something so personal, so powerful, and so full of His love that your life will never look the same again. If you're feeling a stirring in your heart, if you're reading this with a quiet sense of wonder, that's not your imagination. That's the Holy Spirit letting you know, God is near. Comment, I trust you God, if you trust God. When God gets ready to move in someone's life, He often speaks in whispers. He speaks through peace. He speaks through moments like this. Your blessing isn't something you have to chase. It's something you're being called into. But the door is only open for a time. Not because God is cruel, but because there are moments of divine timing, moments when obedience unlocks overflow. This is one of those moments. Your faith is the key. Your surrender is the step. For so long, you've been carrying burdens that weren't meant to be yours forever. You've held on through battles that drained your spirit. You've shown up even when your heart was tired. You've kept trusting, even when you had no answers, only questions. And God saw every part of it. He saw the private tears, the quiet prayers, the strength you didn't even know you had. He never turned his face from you. He was there the whole time, and now, he's bringing something into your life that will remind you of just how deeply he cares. Inside your brain exists a small region connected to wealth and success, once buried in restricted research and hidden in CIA files. This newly revealed frequency is helping people replace financial stress with ease and stability, and God has guided you to see this at the right time. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brain wave now. Your blessing isn't coming because you did everything right. It's coming because God loves to restore what was broken, rebuild what was torn, and fill the empty places with His fullness. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. In fact, you're being lifted up by unseen hands, carried into a new chapter that holds more beauty than the one behind you. What seemed delayed was never denied, it was simply being refined. God has a rhythm, and your life has been part of it all along. Every detour, every setback, every loss. It all has a place in the song He's writing for your life. You didn't miss the moment. You didn't fall behind. In fact, you're right on time for the miracle that's coming. All the things that felt wasted are now going to be used. All the doors that closed were protection, not punishment. And the one opening now is the one you've been waiting for, even if you didn't know it. Comment, God is always with me, if you believe. It's okay if you're tired. God doesn't expect you to be strong all the time. He just asks that you don't let go of Him. If all you can do today is whisper His name, that's enough. If all you have left is a little bit of hope, He can do something beautiful with that. God doesn't need your perfection. He wants your heart. The world may tell you that your worth depends on what you do, what you have, or how much you've accomplished, but God sees you through a different lens. He sees a beloved child who is worthy of love and blessing just by being. You might not feel ready for what's ahead, but God is. He's already walked into your future. He's already seen the path. He's already prepared the blessing. All He needs now is your yes. Not a loud, dramatic yes, just the kind that whispers in faith, I believe you will make a way. That kind of faith moves heaven. That kind of faith unlocks things that years of striving never could. There's a door opening before you that won't look like everyone else's. It won't be a copy of someone else's life. It will be tailored to your heart, your calling, your story. God is too creative to bless everyone the same way. He knows your specific needs, your deepest longings, and the desires He Himself placed inside you. And when He fulfills them, it won't feel random or shallow. It'll feel like home. It'll feel like something only God could do. You are entering a season of unexpected provision. The financial struggles, the stress, the uncertainty, it hasn't gone unnoticed. God knows what you need before you even ask. And what He is preparing for you is not just enough to survive. It's more than enough to live with peace. He is sending help, favor, open doors, and restoration. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments are aligning now. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg. You'll just have to be ready to receive. There is something sacred about letting go. When you finally release the fear of what could go wrong and embrace the faith that God is working it all for good, you create space for miracles. This moment is not about doing more, it's about trusting deeper. It's about leaning into the love that has carried you all along and saying, God, I trust your plan more than my own. And when you do that, when you choose surrender over control, peace floods in like a river. You may not have seen the blessing yet, but the shift has started. You've already begun to walk into it. Every step of faith you've taken, even when it didn't make sense, has brought you closer to this moment. You are not late. You are not behind. You are arriving exactly when you're meant to. And God is already waiting for you there, with arms full of good things. They are not loud or forceful, but they carry weight, a quiet urgency filled with love. When God speaks, His voice doesn't come to overwhelm you. It comes to guide you, to lead you gently into something greater. If this message has found you, it means heaven is inviting you into a new beginning. Comment 2323 if you believe that God is with you. Sometimes blessings come in silence. They don't always announce themselves with flashes of light or loud miracles. Sometimes they arrive like morning dew, soft, steady, and unmistakable. You wake up one day and realize your heart feels lighter, your thoughts are clearer, and your path feels more open. That's God. He moves in the quiet, in the small shifts, in the unexplainable peace that settles over you like a warm blanket after a long storm. You may not always see Him, but He is always there, loving you through every moment. This message is not about fear. It is about hope. It is about the kind of hope that clings to God even when nothing makes sense. It is about the belief that your story isn't over just because you've had some hard chapters. God knows how to rewrite sorrow into beauty. He knows how to take broken dreams and turn them into blessings that stretch further than you ever imagined. What looks like the end to you might just be the beginning in His hands. If you've ever wondered if God really sees you, if He really cares about what you're going through, let this be your answer. Yes, He does. He sees it all, the days you feel like giving up, the nights you cry when no one's watching, the heavy weight you carry in silence. He knows the bills piling up, the pressure growing, the quiet worry about your future. And He is not just watching. He is working. He is moving pieces you can't see yet, arranging divine appointments, preparing the hearts of people you haven't even met who will bless you at just the right time. A 7-second brain-wave ritual, once reserved for elite groups and hidden in CIA files, is now available to the public, and many call it the 30-second miracle. Scientists say it awakens a dormant brain center associated with wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's deleted again from the internet. This isn't about earning anything. You don't need to be perfect to receive what God wants to give you. You just need to be open. You just need to be willing to believe that even now, even here, something beautiful is on the way. You're not forgotten. You're not behind. And what God has planned for you doesn't depend on your past. It depends on His grace. And His grace has no limits. It reaches you no matter where you are, no matter what you've done, no matter how far you feel from where you think you should be. Comment, "Thank you God for your guidance and protection," if your heart feels it. Right now, God is calling you to take a step of faith. Not a leap, not a sprint, just a step. Maybe that step is choosing to believe again. Maybe it's letting go of the fear you've been holding. Maybe it's simply saying, "Lord, I'm ready." You don't have to know what's next. You don't need the full plan. You just need to say yes to the next thing He's asking of you. Because that small yes can lead to blessings you've been praying for your entire life. There is a shift happening. A holy transition. You are moving out of survival and into stability. Out of worry and into peace. Out of lack and into overflow. God is not only healing what's broken, He is restoring what was lost. The time you thought was wasted will be redeemed. The love you gave that wasn't returned will be restored in greater ways. The financial strain that kept you awake at night is about to lift, not by your own doing, but by the hand of a loving Father who provides for His children in miraculous ways. When you trust God, you stop chasing. You stop forcing. You stop trying to hold everything together by your own strength. Instead, you begin to rest in His promises. And it's in that place of rest that doors begin to open, not because you knocked harder, but because your faith made room for His hand to move. You were never meant to do this alone. You were never meant to carry this weight by yourself. That's why Jesus came, to walk with you, to lift you, to bless you beyond anything you thought possible. There's a lightness coming into your life. You may not feel it yet, but it's already making its way to you. The heaviness will pass. The struggle will ease. What once felt like pressure will soon feel like peace. That is the promise of your Father. He's not asking you to pretend everything is fine. He's asking you to trust that He is making it so. And in the quiet trust, in the unseen faith, miracles begin to rise. Not loud. Not rushed. But powerful, life-changing, lasting. The doors that are opening for you aren't random. They are specific. They are strategic. God knows the desires of your heart even better than you do. He knows how to bless you in ways that not only meet your needs but bring joy to your soul. He is not giving you crumbs. He's preparing a feast. A season of overflow. A time of laughter after sorrow. A moment of light after darkness. And all He asks of you is this: stay open, stay faithful, stay ready. No weapon formed against you has prevailed. You've made it through the worst of it. And now, beauty is rising from the ashes. Grace is unfolding where grief once lived. Love is returning where emptiness sat for too long. And yes, even your finances, the burdens you've been silently battling, are about to be blessed in ways that will remind you that you serve a God of more than enough. God doesn't need a grand moment to speak. Sometimes, He just needs your attention. And if these words have reached you now, it means He has something meant only for you, something too important to miss. Comment 555 if you believe that God is your strength. You've carried a lot. The weight of waiting, the burden of uncertainty, the ache of delay, it's all been heavier than most people realize. But God knows. He has walked with you through every quiet struggle, every unseen battle, every moment where you questioned if things would ever change. You've stayed faithful, even when you didn't feel strong. You've kept believing, even when your heart was tired. And now, the time has come for that faith to bloom into something greater than you imagined. God is opening doors that no man can shut. Not because you forced it. Not because you begged for it. But because you trusted Him when everything around you said to give up. That trust has power. It moves heaven. It breaks chains. It lifts you from dark places into divine light. You are being called into a new season, not a repeat of the past, not a small improvement, but a completely new chapter filled with promise, peace, and overflowing grace. You may still see the same problems today. You may still feel the same pressure. But something has changed. A shift has happened in the spiritual realm. The seeds you've sown in prayer, the tears you've cried in surrender, the whispers you've spoken when no one was listening, God heard every single one. And now, He is turning those quiet moments into a loud victory. This isn't about random blessings or chance breakthroughs. This is about divine design. This is about your life aligning with what heaven has always had planned for you. Sometimes we think that the miracle has to look dramatic. We wait for flashing lights, sudden answers, or massive signs. But God's ways are often slower, deeper, and more tender. He changes things from the inside out. First your heart, then your mind, then your path. That's why it feels slow sometimes, because He's building something that will last. What's coming into your life isn't fragile. It's strong, stable, and full of His goodness. And when it arrives, you'll know it could only be Him. Comment yes if you're ready. What if wealth could be activated from within your own mind through a powerful sound frequency hidden in CIA files? Scientists say this signal naturally draws opportunity and financial freedom, and many are already using it. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate this hidden brain wave today. This is your moment to open, to say yes, to let go of whatever fear is keeping you stuck in place. God is not waiting for perfection. He is waiting for surrender. The kind that says, God, I don't know how, but I trust that you do. That's when things begin to move. That's when blessings start to chase you down. Not because you earned them, but because God promised them to those who trust in His name. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. The enemy would love to convince you that you missed your moment or that you're too far gone. But that is a lie, and God's truth is louder. His truth says you are right on time. His truth says what He started in you, He will finish. His truth says your future is still full of beauty, hope, healing, and yes, financial blessing, too. God knows how deeply your heart has longed for relief. He knows the weight that financial stress can bring. He knows how it keeps you up at night, how it clouds your mind, how it makes you feel like you're always trying to catch up. But He also knows how to provide in ways you never thought possible. He's the God who multiplies, who surprises, who sends provision from places you didn't expect. He's not just bringing enough, He's bringing overflow. This overflow isn't just for comfort. It's for purpose. It's to lift you so that you can lift others. It's to ease your worries so that you can focus on the calling He's placed on your life. It's to remind you that He is still the same God who fed thousands with a few loaves of bread, who filled nets with fish after a long, empty night, who turned water into wine at the perfect time. He is a God of more, and He's not done showing you what He can do. There is nothing in your past that disqualifies you from the blessings coming your way. Every mistake, every wrong turn, every broken choice, you are still loved, still chosen, still welcome in His presence. His mercy didn't run out on you. His grace didn't forget you. His plan didn't change. All you need to do now is step forward with faith. Walk into the light He's shining before you. Open your heart fully to what He's about to do. You don't have to do it all. You just have to believe. Believe that God is for you. Believe that He is opening the door. Believe that what's ahead is better than what's behind. The weight is lifting. The pressure is breaking. The chains are falling. And joy, real, deep, lasting joy, is coming. This is not the end. This is not the final chapter. This is the part where God begins to reveal the reason behind the waiting. And it will be worth every second. This message is that echo. It's soft, but it carries truth. It's personal, but it stretches beyond your understanding. If you feel something stirring as you read, it's not random. That's your spirit recognizing that God is near and something sacred is being offered to you. Comment, "Thank you, Lord, for all the blessings in my life," if your heart feels grateful. Right now, even while everything around you may seem unchanged, something has already shifted in your favor. It's not about what you can see with your eyes, it's about what your faith knows deep within. God is moving things. He's adjusting situations, preparing hearts, and aligning resources, all for your good. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't been forgotten. You haven't been overlooked. God's plan for you is alive, and it's unfolding right now with perfect timing. You may have walked through seasons where everything felt like a test. Your patience, your faith, your endurance, every part of you stretched beyond what you thought you could take. And yet, here you are. Still breathing. Still believing. Still holding on, even if just barely. That kind of faith is not small. It is powerful. It's the kind of faith that moves mountains and reaches heaven. And God has not missed one single moment of your journey. You see, the most powerful blessings don't come to the strongest. They come to the surrendered. They come to the ones who say, "God, I can't do this alone, but I know you can." That's when heaven starts to pour out the kind of blessings that change everything, not just money or material gain, but peace, clarity, provision, and purpose. And yes, financial blessings too, because God knows the pressure you've been carrying. He knows the needs, the responsibilities, the quiet worries, and He's already prepared more than enough to meet every one of them. This isn't about chasing money. It's about stepping into divine alignment. When your heart is set on God, He adds everything else. He adds favor, opportunities, healing, restoration, and abundance. You don't need to fight for what He's already promised. You just need to walk in step with Him, trusting that every little movement forward in faith is bringing you closer to what He's already set aside for you. Comment yes if you trust angels. Blessings are not always about what we receive, but what we become in the process. God has been shaping you, molding your heart through every hard day, every painful delay, every quiet prayer that left your lips at midnight. He's been making space inside you, not to leave it empty, but to fill it with His presence, His goodness, and His promises. That's why this message has reached you today. Because the time is near. Your heart is ready. And heaven is about to release something new over your life. You don't need to worry about how. You don't need to figure out the details. All God asks is that you believe. That you make room in your mind for possibility. That you dare to expect something good, even if life has taught you to prepare for disappointment. God is not a God of almosts. He is not a God of halfway. He finishes what He starts. He blesses completely. And when He moves, it is full, it is holy, and it is lasting. A leaked 7-second brain-wave ritual, backed by neuroscience and hidden in CIA files, is flipping the brain's wealth switch for thousands. People call it the money magnet sound because of how fast it attracts abundance. Click the link in the description and comments below to awaken the wealth already inside you. There is a window open right now. A window of divine favor. It's not always visible to the world, but the Spirit knows. And if your spirit is leaning in, it means the door is already being unlocked. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it. Just lean into it with faith. Speak life. Expect peace. Know that the same God who turned deserts into gardens, who parted seas, who healed the blind, is the one speaking into your life right now. You're not too late. You're not too far behind. You haven't failed. You're exactly where you need to be for what's coming next. And what's coming is bigger than you imagined. More stable than you hoped. More joyful than you expected. God is going to surprise you with how quickly things turn around. One day soon, you'll look back and realize that what felt like the end was actually the setup for a new, beautiful beginning. He's not just going to give you enough to get by. He's going to give you more than enough to thrive, to rest, to give, and to live free of fear. You will know what it feels like to breathe without worry. You will wake up with purpose instead of panic. Your needs will be met, not just barely, but abundantly. Because when God blesses, He blesses deeply and completely. Don't let the lies of the enemy convince you that you're not worthy. You are a child of the Most High. You are covered by grace, not measured by your past. Nothing you've been through can disqualify you from the future God has planned. He's not waiting for perfection. He's looking for willingness. And if your heart is even slightly open right now, that's all He needs. This isn't about pressure. This is about promise. This is your moment to open up to what He's offering. To receive with open hands and an open heart. To step out of the fear that's held you back and into the faith that will carry you forward. God's plans are still good. His love is still real. And His blessings are still coming. This isn't a coincidence. You didn't just stumble on these words. This is a divine moment, a sacred intersection between your faith and God's perfect timing. Something beautiful is unfolding, and though you may not see it yet, your soul knows it's near. Comment 2020 if you have faith in God. There are seasons when it feels like you're standing still while the rest of the world keeps moving. Like everyone else has found their breakthrough, while you've been left behind in the waiting. But the truth is, God's timing is not slow, it's specific. He doesn't forget. He prepares. And when He says now, everything begins to change, not in chaos, but in quiet alignment. You are standing on the edge of one of those now moments. You've walked through long nights, carrying silent battles. You've faced moments of doubt that made your heart ache and held on to hope even when it felt fragile. You've watched doors close and prayed for answers that didn't come when you expected. But here's what's true, none of that faith was wasted. None of your tears went unnoticed. God doesn't ignore the cries of His children. He gathers every one of them, and now He's turning them into blessings that will overflow into every area of your life. Financial blessings are coming, not just to fill your hands but to free your heart. God sees how much pressure you've been under. He knows what it feels like to carry the weight of not knowing how it will all work out. But He also knows how to provide. He is a Father who takes care of His children. Not with just enough to survive, but with more than enough to thrive. When He opens a door, it isn't small, it's wide, strong, and full of favor. Comment, I love Jesus, if you love Jesus. This door before you isn't just about money. It's about peace. It's about lifting the burdens that have followed you for far too long. It's about walking without fear, sleeping without worry, and breathing without the weight of stress pressing on your chest. God doesn't bless you so you can boast, He blesses you so you can breathe. So you can live. So you can share that love with others who are still waiting for their moment. You may feel tired, but you are not too tired to receive. You may feel uncertain, but you are not too uncertain to believe. You may feel like you don't have the strength to try again, but the truth is, you don't have to do this alone. God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. His grace is what carries you forward, not your own power. So rest in that. Let His arms hold you. Let His promises comfort you. There is a door open for you now. Not a door you have to force your way through, but a door you walk through with faith. And when you step through, you step into a new chapter of your life, one filled with God's goodness, provision, and peace. It doesn't mean life will be without struggle, but it does mean you'll face it with divine help. With answers that come when needed. With resources that never run dry. With protection that surrounds you even in the darkest places. This isn't a time to look back. This is a time to look forward. To let go of old disappointments, old fears, and old lies that told you you'd never make it. You are not bound to your past. You are called to a future that is bright with promise. The waiting didn't break you, it prepared you. It taught you endurance, it deepened your trust, and it made you ready to receive what's on its way. Sometimes, the biggest blessings come after the deepest pain. Sometimes, the breakthrough doesn't look like fireworks, it looks like calm. Like a quiet knowing that you're finally walking in step with something bigger than yourself. That's what this moment is. It's not about rushing. It's about receiving. God is not asking you to chase anything. He's asking you to stay close, to stay open, and to believe that He is still the God of miracles. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been shown to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. There is no need to panic. There is no need to compare. Your story is unfolding exactly how it should. You are being led. You are being watched over. You are being carried. And all of this, everything that's happening inside of you right now, is leading you closer to the blessing that has your name on it. You don't need to understand every step. You just need to keep walking. God is already ahead of you. He's already in the details. He's already working out what you can't see. And soon, very soon, you'll begin to notice small signs, little confirmations that your prayers were not in vain. A phone call. A message. An opportunity. A breakthrough that comes gently but changes everything. And when it comes, you'll know, this was God. Only God. You're not just going to be okay, you're going to be blessed. You're not just going to make it, you're going to rise. You're not just going to survive this season, you're going to come out of it stronger, lighter, and overflowing with the kind of joy that only heaven can give. That's what happens when you trust God's process and believe in His timing. That's what happens when you open the door before it closes. God says, you will be lucky today if you open before tomorrow, 8:50 a.m., but if you ignore this secret message, your door of huge financial blessings will close forever. There is something sacred about timing, when God nudges your heart in just the right moment, when a message arrives not too early or too late, but exactly when your soul needs it most. That's what this is. A whisper from heaven, a gentle reminder that you are not forgotten and that something life-changing is being prepared for you right now. Comment 222 if you are prepared. You may not realize it, but your faith has already been working behind the scenes. Every time you chose to believe instead of doubt, every time you held on when it would have been easier to let go, you were planting seeds. And God is the one who waters them. You don't need to force your breakthrough. You don't need to strive or struggle to make it happen. God is already on the move. Your season is changing, not because of luck, but because of grace. There have been long days where nothing seemed to go right, when you felt like you were going in circles, hoping for a sign, longing for peace. And in those days, God was still near. He never turned away, even when you doubted, even when you questioned His plan. He held you through the uncertainty, protected you through the storms, and now He's preparing to bless you in a way that brings light to every dark place you've walked through. This isn't about deserving more. This is about receiving what's already been set aside for you. God has always had a plan to prosper you, to give you strength, to provide what you need when you need it. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation. He was getting things ready, lining up opportunities, moving people into place. Now the blessing is closer than it's ever been. It's knocking gently on the door of your heart, waiting for you to open. Comment yes if you trust God. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. God doesn't expect flawless faith, He honors real faith. The kind that says, God, I don't see it yet, but I trust you. That kind of faith draws heaven close. That kind of surrender invites miracles. And even now, your heart is being positioned for something new, something holy, something that will leave you in awe of how good God truly is. He knows your needs. Every unspoken prayer, every whispered cry, every quiet request you made in moments when no one else was around, He heard it all. And not one of those prayers has been forgotten. They've been kept, treasured, held close to the heart of the Father, and now they are about to bloom into answers that remind you how deeply you are loved. God is not distant. He's here. He's close. And He's working it all together for your good. There is no mistake too big, no moment too messy, no past too broken that can keep you from the blessing God has prepared. Grace isn't earned, it's given. And you, beloved child of God, are covered in it. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Positioned to receive, to rise, to step into a season where you no longer have to struggle just to make it through the day. This financial blessing God is preparing for you, it's not only about provision. It's about freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from shame. Freedom from that constant worry about how things will work out. When God blesses, He lifts the weight. He clears the path. He brings rest where there was once restlessness. And yes, He will provide in ways you never imagined. Ways that don't make sense to the world but make perfect sense to heaven. You don't have to force open the door. God is opening it for you. But there is something He asks for in return, your trust. Your heart. Your yes. Even when you're unsure. Even when you feel small. God sees beyond what you see. He sees who you are becoming, and He is not finished with your story. The best parts are still ahead. You just have to believe long enough to see them unfold. Your blessing may arrive quietly. It may not look like what you pictured. But it will carry the unmistakable fingerprints of God. It will bring peace. It will bring clarity. It will bring that deep knowing in your soul that this is the answer you've been waiting for. Don't doubt the process just because it's taking time. God isn't rushing, He's preparing something that will last. So if your hands are trembling, let them tremble while holding on to hope. If your heart is tired, let it rest in His promises. You are not weak for needing help. You are human. And God delights in being your strength, your provider, your guide. Let Him in. Let Him show you what He can do. Let Him surprise you with how fully He can restore what you thought was lost. The next few steps you take don't need to be perfect. They just need to be surrendered. You don't need to prove anything. Just stay open. just stay willing. Just keep believing that God has not brought you this far to leave you empty. He brought you here because He's about to fill your life with more than you asked for. He's about to overflow what felt dry. He's about to pour out blessings in places you thought were forgotten. A rare 7-second morning ritual that was hidden in CIA files is now reappearing, and people are already reporting rapid financial breakthroughs. It takes almost no time, yet it activates a dormant wealth switch in the brain that most never unlock. Click the link in the description and comments now. Access it before it disappears. You've waited with patience. You've hoped through hardship. You've trusted through tears. Now watch what God does with that kind of faith. Watch how He honors it. Watch how He blesses it. Your time is not coming, it's here. This is the moment to open your heart, to say yes, to receive what has been waiting for you in heaven's hands all along. Sometimes blessings don't make noise. They arrive in stillness, in peace that wasn't there before, in the calm after a long storm. And you may be wondering, how can something shift if nothing looks different? But that's how God moves. Not always in thunder or lightning, but in the quiet turning of seasons. And your season, beloved, is changing. You've stood strong through more than most people know. You've had days where you smiled on the outside while carrying fear, confusion, and fatigue in silence. You've kept believing when your hands were empty and your spirit was tired. But God saw every single step. He counted every tear. And none of it was wasted. Your faith has not gone unnoticed. It's been building something beneath the surface, something deep and lasting, and now, the breakthrough is closer than ever. You are not too far behind. You are not forgotten. God has had your name in His heart the whole time. He's been arranging a blessing so specific, so personal, that when it shows up, you'll know, it was only ever meant for you. It won't be something you have to fight for. It won't be something you have to beg for. It will be the kind of blessing that finds you, wraps around you, and reminds you just how deeply loved you are. God has a purpose for your life that hasn't been delayed, it's been prepared. And while you've been waiting, He's been working. While you've been hoping, He's been building. He's been orchestrating connections, opportunities, and provision that will arrive exactly when you need them. Not late. Not early. Right on time. And that time is near. Not years away. Not someday. Now. Comment yes if you're ready. This financial blessing coming into your life is not just about money, it's about freedom. It's about lifting burdens that you've carried for far too long. It's about restoring what's been stolen. It's about creating space for you to breathe, to rest, to give, to live without fear. God doesn't just bless to meet your needs, He blesses to reveal His nature. And He is a God who overflows. He knows your heart. He knows you're not asking for riches to boast or impress. He knows what you've sacrificed, what you've given in secret, how you've helped others even when your own needs were great. He's seen your kindness, your honesty, your quiet efforts. And now, He's bringing that back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Not because you earned it with perfection, but because you honored Him with faith.